What does it mean to go beyond the road? It means designing transportation projects that connect people while protecting the state's beautiful landscapes, unique geology, native plant and animal species, and history. It means collaborating with planners, engineers, environmental specialists, and the public to find innovative approaches. It means balancing progress and preservation. The 2023 TxDOT Environmental Achievement Awards honor projects that go beyond the road. These teams rose to the challenge and delivered solutions that protect threatened wildlife, preserve precious water and geological resources, and celebrate local history. When an old swing bridge needed replacing on FM 457 in Sargent, the Yoakum District went above and beyond to protect the people, wildlife, and wetlands in this popular weekend spot on the Texas coast. The former bridge was built in 1974 and in need of significant repairs. It required 24/7 staffing and a cable pulley system to open for boats to pass, often resulting in long wait times. For uninterrupted travel, the new bridge had to be tall enough for boats to clear. But with the Gulf of Mexico on one side and the San Bernard National Wildlife Refuge on the other, a special structure would need to fit the space with minimal impacts to the environment. A corkscrew design was chosen, and its curved shape and short width resulted in no impacts to the wildlife refuge. On the Gulf side, TxDOT required biological monitors and created a cease construction protocol if marine mammals like the West Indian manatee or bottlenose dolphin were sighted in the area. For nighttime travel, directional lighting was added on the bridge to keep skies dark for nesting sea turtles who rely on stars for navigation, while a temporary barrier was installed to keep them away from construction. Although extensive conservation efforts were made, some tidal fringe wetlands and waters were affected. So TxDOT developed a mitigation plan to plant Gulf smooth cordgrass on Mad Island Wildlife Management Area to protect the shoreline from waves caused by boat and barge traffic. And throughout the project, the district held numerous meetings and hearings to keep the public involved and informed. We thank the Yoakum District for your commitment in preserving the environment while delivering these much-needed projects. When FM 1847 needed widening, the FAR District knew it could impact their unique wetlands and wildlife, including the endangered ocelot. So TxDOT proposed adding wildlife crossings, and through public outreach and education, received the landowners' support to build these crossings on their properties. 4 culverts and a bridge corridor were added beneath the road, with fencing placed to help guide animals to the crossings and away from the road. Wildlife cameras were also installed to track and monitor the variety of species and frequency of crossings. In addition to protecting wildlife, this project also focused on preserving the 20 unique wetlands that were developed through the Texas Prairie Wetlands Project. Orange fencing was used to keep construction outside of wetland areas, and biomonitors were installed to track project activities and survey various flora and fauna, including animals with the greatest conservation need, like the Texas tortoise and Texas horned lizard. Throughout the project, the FAR District guided contractors on best practices to reduce the impact to these delicate ecosystems, and they continued to develop and distribute educational materials for everyone, including wildlife sightings protocols and the value of protecting wildlife and habitat. Today, we honor the FAR District for their continual efforts that are making a difference. To complete the final stage of a much-needed corridor, our San Antonio district has risen to the challenge to keep communities connected while protecting endangered species. State Highway 211 has been a decades-long project for a north-south highway in Bexar County. First proposed in the late 80s, the southern section was built in 1990 and the northern part the following year. But the final installment sat unfinished for years due to row and funding challenges. Once those challenges were met, a new one arose. The final segment was an environmentally sensitive area, including critical karst zones and habitats for endangered species. The review process by U.S. Fish and Wildlife lasted more than a year before the project was approved. Construction plans were modified, and to avoid damage to the area, the road was built on 3 feet of fill with a pitch designed to direct stormwater and potential contaminants away from these critical habitats and into the clay-lined drainage ditches. During construction, a cave with an endangered species of beetle and spider was found. Workers carefully resealed the opening with a concrete slab doweled into the surrounding rock. This method ensured their habitat would maintain its humidity and connectivity. Preserves were also established around additional caves in the area for the survival and recovery of these species. Nearby residents also played a critical role in this project's design. A high-speed highway would not only split a subdivision, it would also create unsafe conditions for pedestrians. An underground corridor was built to keep these communities safe and connected. We applaud the San Antonio District for their commitment to preservation and safety for all the residents in the area, both those living above ground and below.